Hey guys, and for the 2016 Math Kangaroo test paper, we are finally on the 5-point problems after we went over the 4-point problems and the 3-point problems. So, let's start with question 17. Having turned the card over around its right side, we see what is drawn in the figure. What shall we see if we turn this card over around its upper side? So, this is how it starts, and then it gets turned like this and then like this. So this one's pointing to the right when it goes this way, meaning when it actually turns this way, it'll be to the left, meaning that we have to switch it, meaning this part will be shaded. So now when we flip it upwards, this is the correct way. Like this one's supposed to have a roundish edge. The roundish edge will be at the top, like this. But the white will still be on the side, and the shaded part will still be on this right side. So that means when we look at all the answer choices, the one that looks like this is D. Now, 18. Tim, Tom, and Jim are triplets, which are three brothers born on the same day. Their brother Paul is exactly 3 years older. Which of the following numbers can be the sum of the ages of the four brothers? So Tim, Tom, and Jim are the same age, because if they're born on the same day, meaning they have to be the same age. So I'm going to use the variable p to describe them. So there's three of them. And in my variables lesson, session 8, I described how to use them and what they are. So 3, since there's three of them, p for the variable, their age. So plus their brother Paul, which is p plus 3. And that equals question mark. So that will equal one of these answer choices. So remember how I taught you when you have to take the variable to the other side, we have to subtract 3 because we have to do the inverse operation of this number, this term. So inverse of addition is subtraction. So 3p plus p equals question mark minus 3. Now we can combine like terms as I taught you in the same video. So 4p equals question mark minus 3. So now we can fill in the question mark for these values. So if we subtract it from 3, it has to be divisible by 4. So 25 minus 3 equals 22. So 22 is not divisible by 4, therefore A cannot be an answer. So 27 minus 3 equals 24, and 24 is divisible by 4 because 6 times 4 equals 24. So B is our answer. Now, on to 19. Magic trees grow in a magic garden. Each tree contains either 6 pears and 3 apples, or 8 pears and 4 apples. There are 25 apples in the garden. How many pears are there in the garden? So, since we know there's 25 apples in the garden, they have to be made using combinations of 3 apples and 4 apples. Since 4 is a larger total, let's see how much I'll make combinations of, we can have 4, or we can have the next one 8 of them, or 12 of these, so like 12 apples using just this, 16, and the last, and 20, and then 24. So 25 minus 24 equals 1, and then there's no way to make 1 using 3 apples, so nope. 25 minus 20 equals 5, and there's no way to make 5 apples using just 3 apples, so can't be this. 25 minus 16 is 9, and there is a way to make it out of just 3 apples, which is 3 and then times 3. This dot means multiply, so that is how you can do that. So that means it does work. So this would be what we have to be using. So 16 divided by 4, because this is just how many apples in total with just 4, would equal 4. And then 9 divided by 3 equals 3. So now we know that with every 4 apples comes 8 pairs. So we know that 16 divided by 4 equals 4, meaning we multiply 4 times 8, and we get 32 pairs. Now this time, for every 3 apples comes 6 pairs in the next tree. So 3 times 6, we get 18. So 32 plus 18 equals 50. So that means our answer for number 19 is D, 50. 20. My dogs have 18 more legs than noses. How many dogs do I have? So a dog has 4 legs and 1 nose. So when we subtract this, 4 minus 1, we get 3. So now since it has 18 more, we then divide this by 3 because 18, and then we divide this because we get 3. And we get that this person, or I guess in this case me, for the question, has 6 dogs, which is C. Now on to 21. Karen wants to place 5 bowls on the table in order of their weight. She has already placed Q, R, S, and T in order. Bowl T weighs the most. Where must she place bowl Z? So the most is on the right side, meaning Q weighs the less since it's on the least left side. So let's see which one, like in order, what would the order of triangle, just one triangle, one circle, and one square be? So we see that this is T with a square, square, and then circle weighs more than square, square, triangle. And the only thing that changes is the triangle and the circle, meaning that triangle weighs less than circle. Now let's see where we have to place this square. So as we can see, when there is 2 circles in one square, then two squares in one circle, we see that when we have more of the circles, it's still less than we have more of the squares, meaning that square weighs the most. So based on that, we know that this has to be placed between Q and R because this one replaces, for this one, if we compare these two, this triangle is replaced with a square here, and the square weighs more, so it cannot be more than T. And then that rules out E. So then it cannot be ahead of S because this one replaces a circle with the square. So a circle weighs less than this than a square, meaning it cannot be ahead of S. So it cannot be D. Now it cannot be ahead of R because it replaces a circle with a triangle, and then a triangle weighs less. So it cannot be C, but it is between Q and R because Q has a triangle instead of a circle, and as we noted, a circle weighs more than a triangle, but it weighs less than R, so it goes between Q and R, which is 21, which means B is the answer for 21. 22. Rachel adds 7 numbers and gets 2016. One of the numbers in the addition is 201. She replaces the number 201 with 102. What answer does she get? So we have to subtract 201 minus 102. And when we do this, we get 99. So since 102 is 99 less than 201, that means the total is going to be less by 99. So we can subtract 2016 minus 99. And when we do this, we get our answer as 1917. So for this one, they added instead, but we know that 102 is less than 201, meaning the total is getting less meaning we have to subtract. So our answer for 22 would be C. 23. Mariah has built a bar of 27 bricks. She breaks the bar into two bars such that one of them is twice the length of the other. Then she takes one of the new bars and breaks it the same way. She continues this in this way. Which of the following bars will she not be able to get? So she starts with 27, and then she breaks it. When you do like the way they tell you, you would get that it would be 9 and 18. So the way to do this is you have to know that number 2 is 2 times number 9. So this would be 2 times this. But we would have to divide this by 3 to get this, because the number on the 1 is also 1 of itself. So 2 plus 1, 3. So 27 divided by 3, 9. Meaning that's the less one. Then when you multiply it by 2, because this one's double, you get 18. So repeating this pattern on this side, we would get 6 and 3. So that means 6 can be a choice. And then 3 can be 2 and 1. Meaning 2 can be a choice. Now this one can be 4 and 2. So that means 4 can be a choice, and we're going to stop here for this. Now for 18, I'm going to start over here. 18 can be 12 and 6. So we already ruled out 6. So we're not going to do 6 anymore because we already know what happens. Now for 12, it will be 8 and 4. So we can stop here because we see that 8 is possible, meaning it cannot be a choice, meaning that E10 is impossible to get. Now 24. 5 sparrows sit on a branch, as shown in the figure. Each sparrow chirps the same number of times as the number of sparrows it sees. For example, Angel chirps 4 times. Then one sparrow turns to look in the opposite direction. Again, each of the sparrows chirp the same number of times as the number of sparrows it sees. This time the total number of chirps is more than the first time. Which of the sparrows has turned to look in the opposite direction? So if an Angel looks in the opposite direction, then it says the total number of chirps is more than the first time. So let's see how many chirps there is right now. So Angel chirps 4 times, plus Bertha sees 1, chirps once. Charlie chirps twice. David chirps 3 times. And Eglio chirps 4 times. So when we add all of this, we get that there are 14 chirps the first time. So like right now. So one of them turns to face the opposite direction. So we have to see which one is like gonna do less chirps at the moment, but when they turn the other direction, they'll do more chirps. So the most one bird can chirp is 4, and the middle value is 2. So if they are chirping less than 2, that means that they're the one that turned. So as we can see, everything else is 2 or greater except Bertha's value of 1, meaning Bertha is the one that turned, which means the answer for 24 is B. So after finishing the 5-point problems, we have finished 2016. So that is it. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and always remember to keep watching.